What's up YouTube? For today's video, we have a full overpowered Generation 6 Pokemon team. Alright, we have done Generations 1 to 5, and now it is time for 6. Now, I also would have loved to do 6 Talonflame people, but I did diversify a little bit. Now, people, we are going to be streaming on Twitch tonight if everything goes right. I am going to be going away tomorrow. So if you want to watch the live stream before I go away for a few days, make sure you come. The link is in the description of the video. I should be streaming around the time this actually goes up to, or a little bit after. So I hope to see you at the stream. Should be good fun. And let's get into this battle. Let's see if we can shoot for 1,000 likes, people. If you enjoy these theme teams, I'd appreciate the support. Okay, this was a battle on my Discord. This was against Mr. Guzzlord, and of course, we've got a Guzzlord lead. So my first Pokemon to pick is Greninja. Now, what I'm going to do, like I always do in these videos, I'm going to explain my movesets in the first battle, and in the second battle, I'm going to explain why I put these Pokemon in the team, and, you know, give a brief explanation as to, you know, why they're here for. Alright, so on this set, we got Max Special Attack, we got Max Speed, we got Water Shuriken, Protein, we got the King's Rock, Scumminess, we got Dank Pulse, Extra Sentry, and Substitute. Now, I got the Protein so I can get around, obviously, some other not very effective and super effective attacks. And this is basically just a flinching Greninja set. So, in this battle, Greninja actually could not do anything to the opponent's team at all. So, that's why I kind of set it out as the first Pokemon. It was pretty much just a sacrifice lead to see what I could do next. That'll become more clearly as the battle goes on there. Alright, so the big boy is going to get a big beast boost. So, now we're going to go into Sylveon. Now, this is a physical Sylveon. On this set, we got Max Attack, Max Speed, we got Retaliate, we got Iron Tail, Dig, and Facade. Pixelate abilities, that's going to turn those normal type moves into Fairy, and of course the item is the Choice Scarf. Okay, so the first Guzzlord is going to go down. Now, I could keep going for Retaliate, but I know that Guzzlord is fairly tanky in health, and, you know, obviously I don't have the greatest attack stat in the world, so I'm going to swap out Sylveon and leave that one for a little bit later. Alright, so we're going to go into Flogsdown. Now, this set was pretty fun. We got on this one Max Health and Max Attack. Now, this set can actually run 2 different stabs. Let me explain how that works. So, we've got Camouflage, we've got Secret Power, we've got Grassy Terrain, and Petal Blizzard. So, what I can do is I can set up the Camouflage, turn myself into a normal type Pokemon, go for the stab, Secret Power, or I can set up the Grassy Terrain, go for a Camouflage, turn myself into Grass type, and then go for that stab, Petal Blizzard. Quite a fun set. We got the item as Iapa Berry too, and just a little bit of an interesting set to get 2 different lots of stab as well, and you also get some recovery with Grassy Terrain. Okay, so go for some Secret Powers on this Guzzlord. Man, it's not doing much at all. As you guys could probably guess, this is a full Guzzlord team, and that is why my Greninja was like really useless in this battle. Okay, so things are not looking too hot at the moment. My Flogs are not doing a lot of damage. I'm going to see if I can get a Paralysis with Secret Power though, and hope I can outspeed it after I get my Iapa Berry. Okay, so Guzzlord really doesn't have actually a lot to hit me with. It's going to be hitting me with the Snull. Toxie is kind of doing all the damage, right? Okay, so nearly going down to that. However, my Berry is going to pop in, and I'm going to get some nice health recovery back. So I figured out about 2 turns before I'm going to go down. So I'm hoping I can get a little bit of damage on this thing, so I can probably bring my Sylveon in to go for another Retaliate. Well, that was the plan anyway. Okay, so finally we get the Parahax, and the Guzzlord gets paralyzed, which is nice. Now, the only thing I don't want is to actually go down to the poison instead of going down to Guzzlord's attack. But in this case, Guzzlord is already like below half health, so it's probably not going to matter. Okay, so hitting it with another one, I get 2 paralysis in a row, and my Flogs is going to go down to the Toxic. But that's cool. It's on a little bit of health. I can go for the Retaliate or whatever. I don't want to reveal that I got Facade just yet either. That was sort of like I was kind of hanging that move back in case we did come across another status Pokemon or a Toxic or something like that. Okay, so go for Retaliate, and that is going to finish off the second Guzzlord. So, obviously, as you guys can imagine, Sylveon was actually a very key player on this team. Now, my team was actually not very good against this team. There was a lot of resistances that I actually had. This was definitely my best Pokemon to face this team. Okay, so Mr. Glutton's going to come out. I've got to swap out again. I cannot afford to go for a Retaliate there because it's not going to take it out. And into Talonflame here. So we had to bring Talonflame onto this team. Let's go with what set I chose this time. We got a Fire Blast coming from the Guzzlord. Does pretty good damage even though I resist it. We got Overheat, Solar Beam, Roost, and Hidden Power Ground. Max Special Attack and Max Speed. We got the Power Herb as the item on the Solar Beam too. If a Quagsire comes in, it's going to get absolutely destroyed. Same with the Swampert. Okay, so Guzzlord's going to come in there. Really, man, I cannot do anything to this at all. Now, we're going to go for the Hidden Power again. I thought, Okay, well, let's see if I can get Guzzlord in a range that I can actually take it out and maybe retaliate. So we've got a Poison Jab coming from the Guzzlord. I'm actually going to get poison, but the good thing is I'm not going to go down to the poison damage, and it's going to be able to take me out, and a Retaliate is going to kick in to get that double base power. Okay, so now we're going to go for the hidden power again on the Guzzlord here. It actually hitting it in the mouth right now. They're going to go for the Earthquake because they don't want to get the power up from the Retaliate damage, or at least that's what I thought. And it kind of makes sense, and that's my Talonflame down. Now, when I go for Retaliate, right, it's not going to do its double base power. It's going to be anything normal. So I'm hoping this isn't like a super defensive one, or it's going to bear or anything. So go for Retaliate, and there's enough to take out the Guzzknight. I low-key feel there's like a roast, like a Pimpnite and Guzzlord put together. All right, so we got 3 more Guzzlord left. Now we got Gordon Guzz coming out. Gordon Ramsay Guzzlord. And I don't want to stay into this matchup. I'm going to swap out my Sylveon Sweep. Guys, it may even be a reverse Friday video here with the Sylveon doing the swapping. Okay, so going into Aegislash. Aegislash had to be on this team. Oh, also, I didn't actually mention. Now, I did not include Megas. I didn't include Legendaries and Mythicals and Uber Pokemon either, at that time. But tiers did actually change, so that's why we had, Aegislash there. Okay, swapping out. Now we're going to go into the Goodra. It's going to go for a Dragatail. Man, that was very, very lucky there, getting some big damage on my Goodra, and I'm going to have to swap out there. So that's what my team was. I am going to explain why these Pokemon, I put these Pokemon there. Now, there were countless other ones that could have made this team too. Please bear that one in mind. 6 is kind of difficult to do too, especially when I'm taking out like Mega Pokemon and stuff. Okay, so going for the Metal Sound. Now this Aegislash, man, this was actually a pretty fun set. We got the Dragatail again. Clearly the Guzzlord cannot do any damage to me, or it would have used like a super effective attack. And now my Sylveon's going to get dragged back in. Now the problem about this, right, was I could go for a Retaliate or I could go for a Facade. Decided to go for a Retaliate to see if I can get some damage on it. As you guys can see, it does very, very underwhelming damage. Now the Guzzlord's going to go for Toxic. I'm like, this is really good because I've got Facade on this set. So that means, right, I don't have to rely on the opponent going, actually taking a Pokemon out. I can freely go for Facade, at max damage there. And, I don't have to worry about opponent going down at all too. So at this point, I'm locked into Retaliate. I don't want to stay into this matchup. I can swap that in later and see if I can get that one going. And we're going to go into Aegislash. Let's go what the Aegislash set was anyway. It was a pretty fun one. So we got Max Health, Max Speed. We got Metal Sound. We got Automize, Shadow Ball, and Shockwave. Now, the thing about this set is you go for the Metal Sound, so you can boost your special attack by 1 stage and then go for the Metal Sound. So that's actually a -2 there and a +1. So essentially, if you're in the same matchup, it's like a +3, really, if they don't swap. If they do, you still got a +1. Also, on this set, you can go for the Automize, obviously to make up for that lackluster speed. Now, without having King's Shield in this set, I couldn't actually, swap my stance around. But that was cool. That was sort of like how my set was going. Okay, so Guzzlord's going to Dragon Tail me out again. Now we're going to go into the Goodra. Now, this Goodra set was actually pretty fun. We got a physical set here. We got Max Attack, Max Speed. I gave this one Jolly Nature. We got Curse, Iron Tail, Outrage, and Earthquake. Sap Sipper is the ability, and White Herb is the item. So you go for that Curse, get that boosted attack and defense. White Herb heals it, you still retain your speed, and you got some more offense, and you got some more bulk too. Okay, so we got the Guzzlord going for the Toxic on my Goodra. It's going to get some leftover recovery. Now, I thought they might go for Dragon Tail again against Goodra, so I'm kind of happy with that outcome. Now I'm just, I'm locked into Outrage here. There's nothing I can do. I'm actually not too, worried about that either because Outrage is super effective against the rest of the team. So Guzzlord is going to go down to a crit, which we all know that mattered. And we still got 2 more Guzzlord to contend with. Okay, so now, unfortunately for me, I'm not going to go for 3 Outrages. I'm going to go for only 2, then get confused. However, this does give me the option of, I guess swapping out. But I thought there's no point. I'm on my last legs. Let's go for the Outrage and see how much damage we can do. Alright, so now we got the confusion on the Goodra, going for the Outrage, and I hit myself in confusion. I live on 1 health. The merch is available, people. It happens every single time. Thank you to all the people that bought the merch, though. The link is in the description of the video. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to plug my merch, Goodra. Okay, so now we are in a good spot. It's time to send in the big bad Sylveon. I can go for the Facade here with the Toxic damage. So go for the big powerful Facade on the Sylveon there, and Mr. Glutton gets absolutely destroyed there, and which is awesome. Alright, so we got 1 more Guzzlord left, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get the little bit of poison damage, but it's all good. I can freely go for Facade here, and I know they can actually outspeed the last Guzzlord. Alright, so old Donald's going to get hit by the Facade. Now Sylveon's going to outspeed it, but it's got the Resist Berry. And guess what, guys? I get a big crit at the end, and Donald goes down tumbling in one shot. Hope you guys enjoyed this first battle. That was a really cool team. I wonder if someone did the calcs for that. I was actually running a max attack, max speed, facading, pixelate Sylvie on there, but do it against a Guzzlord. I'm not sure if that was max health, but just do it like against a max health Guzzlord. Someone tell me the damage calcs in the description there, in the comment section. I'd love to hear that one. All right, let's get on to the second battle. Now, this battle was against Hood135 on my Discord. If you guys do want to join the Discord, that one is in the description of the video too. Let's go with what these sets were, as well as what's going on in the battle. So, Greninja, this obviously Pokemon even moved to Ubers. We had, it's got nice speed, nice special attack. Protein is an extremely good ability, obviously giving it stab every time. I mean, it's a good, it actually was quite a good lead Pokemon. It can set up Toxic Spikes, Spikes, Taunt, have some nice offense, nice speed. It could run a mix set, special set, physical set. It was very, very versatile, so that is why I chose it for. Alright, so anyway, I knew the Solar Beam would be coming my way on the Greninja, and now I'm going to go for the Extra Sentry and take out the Ninetales. Now, the good thing about this set is every move had a chance of flinching, which is really nice. I tried to make use of Water Shuriken hitting like 5 times, but not all the time did it work. It was most of the time, it was epic fails, people. Alright, so the second Pokemon we got is the Arcanine. Now, I know that Arcanine can obviously have extreme speed. The sun is up on the field, so there's not really much I can do. However, it's going to outspeed me. I was like, okay. And that's going to go for the Flare Blitz, and that's going to take out my Greninja. That's cool. I kind of know what item it's now running because of that. That's fine. Greninja definitely wasn't the best Pokemon on my team, so I'm cool with that. All right, so let's go into Talonflame. Now, Talonflame, obviously, on this team, well, this had Gale Wings, Brave Bird priority. That was pretty much it. Like, it was a very fearsome sweeper, so with Gale Wings, obviously not now, any flying type move would get, priority. So Brave Bird, he could spam just a Choice Band Brave Bird set. Obviously, he got nerfed later on, but it was such a good Pokemon. Nice, it had nice speed as well, even outside that. Decent attack, U-turn, Brave Bird. The set we've seen, like, all the time, right? So that one was definitely in there. That was just... That Pokemon, Greninja and Talonflame were the Pokemon I've seen the absolute most, and it had to be on this team. I really used to dislike this Pokemon because every single person would actually have it right. Okay, so I'm going to finish off that Infernape with the Hidden Power Ground, which is quite rewarding on the Talonflame there. And now we're going to go into Aegislash. So obviously this Arcanine here was definitely choiced, and I knew it was going to go for a Wild Charge on my Talonflame. A lot of these sets, I could kind of guess what was happening. So we had the Arcanine swapping out, and we got the Pyroar going in here. So I knew Pyroar could be a Choice Spec set, or it could be a Life Orb set. Usually it runs those ones. So go for the Auto-Demise on the Aegislash there. So this Aegislash, well, Aegislash once again got, it was moved to Ubers. It was very, very good. And okay, let's look at it. So awesome typing, right? Ghost and Steel. Its ability could make it it could make it bulky. And offensive as well, which is very, very good. So, obviously, I didn't run the King Shield on this one, but, normally, you guys know Aegislash. We've all used Aegislash before. But it was also very good against Xerneas and Ubers, too, which is quite nice. A lot of time, it can run as a tanky set there, toxic, sort of like a toxic stalling set. And it can be very nice offensive as well with, Sword Dance, weakness policy. It can do, so many different things. It's such a, it's such a great Pokemon. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to go down to the Flamethrower from the Pyro. I'm going to go into Talonflame now, and we have the Pyro swapping up. And now we got the Charizard coming in here. Now, obviously, I really wanted to put Charizard Y on this team, but I said I didn't want to do Megas because, I sort of thought I could do Megas, but then again, if I do a Mega, then I'm going to have to do another Mega, and I can't use multiple Megas on one team, right? Anyway, so speaking of the devil, we got Charizard Y here, which is quite ironic due to this team. And now we got the Flogs coming in. Now, Flogs was a very bulky Pokemon. Obviously, it still is. Now, it had some nice resistances. It could swap into Draco Meteors, Outrages. Lots of moves like Dragon Claws, things like that. It was a very, very good support Pokemon. It's it's sort of like its move pool is all based around support. Wish, Aromatherapy, and surprisingly, it's got a nice special attack stat too. So you couldn't. Its Moonblast still hit fairly hard, so it definitely wasn't absolutely useless in special attack. It could still hit you with something decent, right? Okay, so going for a couple of secret powers on this Charizard, man, there was nothing I could do. This thing's such a good Pokemon. This is like a very, very decent team. It's like team and set as well. So it's going to take me out with the Solar Beam there. So down goes Flogs. Now, I've got my Goodra here, which I thought would be a good swap in. Okay, so with the Goodra had like amazing bulk there, like especially its special defense. It's got some good abilities too. It had like the hydration, so it could run like that cheesy like rain dance hydration set, being very bulky in the rain. Had nice offense, not only in a special attack but in attack as well. Quite confidently it's run like more in the on the physical side, believe it or not. And it's just a really good Pokemon. Sap Sipper for the physical set, and just bulky and nice typing as well. Okay, so anyway, we got the Charizard going down, which is nice, and now we've got the Pyro going for the Hyper Voice on my Goodra. Speaking of, this was actually a sweeping set, and I still live the next attack. Pyro is, I'm going to go for the Outrage against the Pyro here. Now, Pyro actually just hangs on against this one, but it's going to go down to the next one with a Life Orb damage. So I was actually really pleased with that result. I was actually very pleased how this team was going right now with all the like gimmicky sets. So we had the Flamethrower on the Goodra, that's going to take it out, that's fine. That was to be expected, and down goes the Goodra, and down goes the Pyro. We had a double, like a double KO there. Alright, so we got the Arcanine left, which we know is choice, and now we got the Typhlosion. So, looking at the sets that they've run so far, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be like a Choice Scarf Eruption set. So I'm going to go into my Sylveon. So I thought, let's go for the dig here. They're going to go for Eruption like I knew they would. So Sylveon, this was like quite a bulky Pokemon on the special side. A very nice special attack. A nice, but really, just a really nice wall breaker, especially with Choice Specs. That thing, is nasty. It's fairy typing. It's fairly tanky. Obviously on the special side, you can run like a Carmine set with it, and you can swap it into dragons as well. Okay, so going for the dig there, such a powerful, amazing move. There really wasn't a lot of stuff I could do against this Arcanine and Typhlosion. They were very, very powerful Pokemon. Okay, so now I thought, okay, they're probably going to go for a Flare Blitz. Let's go into the Talonflame here. Now, Talonflame has Hidden Power Ground, which I thought would be a nice swap into it. At least I can resist it. It still does a lot of damage to me coming from the Arcanine, and I get some recall on it as well. Now, I know Typhlosion cannot swap into this one. They're going to be forced to go for the Flare Blitz again there, and I'm actually going to be able to resist that one and live on 10 health. Arcanine taking a little bit more damage, and now I can go for the Hidden Power Ground on the Arcanine, getting rid of it, which is nice. So the last Pokemon we got is the Typhlosion, which we know is Choice Scarf, and it hasn't taken any damage whatsoever. So those power up, so that, that Eruption is going to be like powered up to the max there, and that one is pretty much game. I was very happy with how that team ran though. Man, that was a definitely like super hard challenge. Hope you guys enjoyed both these battles there. I gave like just some brief reasons. Obviously, I could go into way more depth. And of course, there was other Pokemon that could fill this role. But what do you think was the most overpowered Pokemon? Please leave it below in the comment section. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are and stuff on the topic and what you thought. Please bear in mind, I'm leaving out all the Megas, Legendaries, etc. like that. Alright, people. Peace.